Hey, Steve Zonard here with Treviso Realty. Quick update on the current market. Current inventory, 19,261. So we've dipped under that 20K mark, which is great. 411 sales in the last 7 days, so pretty decent. And then if we shift this to Stabile, we're at 693 units available in the market with 13 selling. I just want to recap. Well, look at this. We had, in the height of this year's market, I actually went back to all my posts. So we were measuring them a little bit different at one point. So we got up to about 28,500. And then around March, we kind of corrected that. So it was like 26,448 units. So 26,448 units was the height of this year's market. Now we're down to 19,000. If you kind of put that in percentage form, it's 28% less inventory than when we started. If you bring that into Stabile, we're around there, 24 to 28% less inventory so when we started. So this is a good indication of what's currently happening in the market. If you talk to if you're all looking for new properties and you talk to the sales staff, they are pushing back. I'll give you an example. So we've done a shitload of deals this month and last month. It's like a deal a day. It's amazing, right? All the hard work, all the effort we put in, all the marketing we put in, it basically just, it landed on our lap. So we're just doing one deal after a day. I think it was like 15 to 17 deals in less than 30 days or something crazy, which is good. I mean, the potential's there. But anyway, this community here is they started with 6% incentives towards a closing for the buyers. Then it was 3%, and then I got a fresh list on Friday, and it's no incentives on closing. So, let's just say you bought a property for $265. It would have been it's similar to about $7,000 to $8,000 of incentives. So it's like buying you a property for like $257 to $258 because you're just picking up the keys on closing. Now, if you're paying $265, you're paying $265 plus the $8,000 on top of closing costs. At the end, who gives a shit? Because you're going to have to pay those no matter what. If you're buying resale or new construction, it was just obviously timing. You would have got a better deal, let's say a month ago, than it is right now. But that's pretty much it. What we're seeing. We are chasing these spec houses. I got to make a note here because we're going to go aggressive on these. So we're chasing these spec homes right now because the whole point is to keep every disc rotating here, and that's obviously north of the border. We got a robust business up there, and then we have our 3 or 4 businesses that we're running down here. Then one of them is this development company, and then the whole point is if we can get to a spec, because we had to put it on hold because of things not selling, we feel it was the right time to sell. We can pick up these half-built or 70% built specs and then cut all the bullshit. So 3 months of permitting, and then also let's say 3 to 4 months of to get the property completed from start to finish, and then you got like 3 months to sell. So you're 3, 7, you're 10 months. So if we can get into we can skip the first 6 months, we have like 4 months left. So it's almost like we didn't hesitate to stop. This is why I'm looking at timing. It's just to make a profit off of them, because we are submitting an offer. We put offers on 3 properties, and again, there's not many of them. Some of them are off-market listings and stuff like that we found, and they're not accepting them. But I mean, the margin needs to be where we need to make money as well. So it may look terrible for the seller, but at the same time, there's no point of us buying a spec half-built, take on the risk, get it built, and then have a very minimal profit. We need to make at least 20 to 30 points off of this just to make it sense. So with that said, it is what it is. We're going to chase them now. I think there's a list of like 15 my permit company checked in for me from a builder that went bust. So we're going to chase those down starting today. So they're out of state, out of country, wherever they are. We're going to start chasing these guys down and make sure we can pick up a few of these. If not, then we go straight for dirt and we build scratch. But that's definitely in the works. We're working out. Obviously, you can come in, buddy. Don't worry. We can work out on financing. We got a good program through Joe DeMarco there at Hartford, where we can do these sort of fix and flips kind of thing. So this should be interesting. We'll keep you posted on that. But again, the market's in a roar. If you've seen now, I posted it last week. Warren Buffett's into the housing market out here in the U.S. for $1.6 billion. He just dumped another. It was 800 and plus 2, so almost $1 billion just recently, right now, in the last week rather. So he's betting heavy on the U.S. housing market. Why? Because it is what it is. You're starting to see the rush. Rates are going to come down in September, which we know that it's going to be fantastic. Florida's doing a whole bunch of stuff just to incentivize businesses. So now they just removed their 2% commercial tax, and on leases, on purchases. I don't know if it's on purchases. Let me see. Let's see what that one is about. Yeah, the 2% state business rent tax. So this is good for businesses coming in. If you operate a big business, let's say you got to occupy 10,000 square feet, and you got 2% less on the monthly nut. I mean, ultimately that's going to benefit you, and it's going to bring people in, and they're going to want to invest, and they're doing everything right out here with the state of that, because you want to build the economy. You don't want a heavy fat government that keeps taking everybody's money and just it's not the case. If you kind of get everything taxation low, even the country in general, if you look at it, keep the taxation low, you're going to attract some of the best and ultimately build a massive economy around this. So it's going to create employment. Employment creates obviously the employment are jobs, and then the jobs will create purchases in the area. If someone's looking to buy a house or rent, then they're at Home Depot, then they're at HomeSense, they're at all these places where get the economy going, and purchasing cars, and kids in schools, kids in sports. And again, you kind of see that. So the employment causes that. So if you can start reducing taxes on businesses and be pro-business, this is how you build a state rather. That's it. What do we have planned also? Wednesday we are flying out to New York. We're going to, these are our little scripts that we're going to be doing out in New York. So we're going to be hitting, again, the whole purpose of this is, we notice obviously a big influx of New Yorkers coming in. A lot of them are terrified with a potential new mayor that's a communist. Let's just face it. It's not anything that we grew up to want to believe in, unless you're in a different place in the world. But in America, North America, this is anti-American. But anyway, so we're going to go visit Staten Island. We're going to go to Brooklyn. And then we're going to Howard Beach. So these are predominantly, like hardworking communities, Italian, Irish, and a lot of them are conservatives in how they vote. So a lot of these are shifting out. So we might hit one more borough while we're down there, and we're going to go watch a Yankee game on Thursday night. So we're going to have some fun as well, and work hard and bring some good people back into Southwest Florida. And I think after we do this one, we want to do a few more. So I want to hit the Midwest for sure, Chicago. Jersey would be a good one as well. There's some nice little strong points in Jersey, and then also Long Island would be good. So there's a bunch of them. We might have to do this one trip, see how successful it is, and then we're going to hit up. I think we'll take maybe 2 weeks down there and just kind of hit up everything.